Welcome to a special edition of What's the Deal Wednesday. I'm Stephanie Wilson, the Argyle Insider, and today I'm answering the question, what's the deal with Argyle ISD School Board candidate Phyllis Clark for place one?
Yeah.
So welcome, Phyllis. We're so happy to have you.
Well, thank you very much for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah, well, first I just want to say thank you for being a part of the election process, because I know it's time-consuming and nerve-wracking, and you're putting yourself out there, and so we're just thankful for people like you.
Thank you. That's exciting, because I'm not a politician. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so it's kind of scary.
Yes, I could only imagine. So tell us about you, your family, and your life in Argyle.
My husband and I, we moved here in 2006. We moved from the Austin area, and we came from a very large, fast-growing district, and so we were looking for a small district because that's what we both grew up in Texas. And so we found that, and we were looking at we looked at several different schools. We chose Argyle because not only did they have the small school, but they had equal importance on academics, band, athletics, and so they were excelling in everything, not just one thing. And so that's the reason why we chose it. And we found our home, and it never became more apparent to me than when I lost my husband.
Oh.
The district wrapped their arms around me and my boys.
Aww.
Sorry. And when they helped us get through such a trying time, and I've never experienced anything like that except for that. And so that's that was the only request of my boys after he died, was that they wanted to stay and graduate from Argyle, and so we did. They've all three graduated now, and their success now is based upon the education they got here. I mean, they excelled in the band. They all have two of them have gold medals from band. They have academic gold medals from state and stuff, and they get it, and they understood it from here, and it was a well-rounded education and stuff, and so that's what brought us here, and that's what kept us here.
Love that. You are like a true testimony to all the things that we all love about being in Argyle and why most of us moved here. So I want to hear more about your teaching experience.
I'm in my 27th year of teaching. I've taught everything from special ed elementary school up through college, and 13 of those years have been in Argyle ISD. And
which campus were you at?
I was at the high school campus for 13 years, and it was amazing. I mean, and that's the reason why I feel so strongly about this district. I left, and I am now teaching virtually, doing virtual education for the second year, but we stayed here in Argyle because I wanted that. And I just feel that the school district is one of the best in the state, and I want it to continue to grow with that. And everyone else is finding that out, and so that's the reason why everyone's moving here.
Right, it's not a secret anymore.
No, it's not a secret, but I feel like my experience in the classroom gives me an insight, because there's some on the board and some that are running that have classroom experience, but they all did it as a stepping stone to somewhere else. My passion was teaching. My passion was in the classroom. And I have a master's in educational technology. I have my principal certification. So I have all the things that I could have moved forward with, but I stayed in the classroom. Even when I went to the college level, or now virtually, I'm still in the classroom because that is my passion.
That's where you're called to be.
Yes.
Okay, so Phyllis, you've seen firsthand the success, both as a teacher and a parent of our school district. So what changes do you think need to be made to take us to the next level?
One thing I think that, first of all, I've witnessed and felt the school board decisions firsthand in the classroom and how it affects everyone's students and stuff. And one thing that I feel like we're always behind in is our growth. Because when we moved here, Hilltop had just opened for 1 year. Well, we were out. By the third year we were here, we were way past that growth. And the same thing's happening now with the new current elementaries. We're past it before we ever started.
Right.
And We felt it in the high school because originally someone had put it is that we were a 4A high school because the classification is based on high school. We were a 4A high school, but our kindergarten was more like a 2A, so we weren't having the feed-in of it. Well, now we're having that growth in the lower grades, but we're still not keeping up with the growth. Every time we open a campus, it's already too full. Okay, I was a part of the group several years ago that wrote the district's vision statement, and back then we knew how big the school district was going to grow. At the time, I thought it was unrealistic because they were talking about all these subdivisions, but none of them were really had been developed. And so we've known for a very long time that this was going to happen, but I think we're behind on growing and stuff. We're waiting till it's too late to put it in to where instead of just one, we need it to be bigger and stuff. And I know that the high school is about to move to its new building, but I think it's already going to be at capacity too. And no one likes the portables, and so we need to be ahead of the growth. And I think that's going to be one of our biggest things is being able to build those classrooms, because a lot of times we approve new positions or different things, but in reality, we didn't really add any sections because we are moving people around to different subjects and different things, and so we're not really gaining any more classes. And so the high school I feel like a lot of times is the one that suffers with class sizes, is because the lower grades are regulated more by the state, and you want those to be small, and because it is important. But a lot of times in the high school, it is over 30 kids in a classroom, and right now these teachers are teaching both virtual and in class students, and they're already burnt out. I mean, to listen to them talk, it is just scary and stuff. And so whereas some of the other ones, they have a special teacher for that, and so I just want to get ahead of the growth in that, because I have felt those, lived through those decisions and stuff, and I feel like, we don't have all the benefits that we could have in this size of district. And one of the things that I would also like to see is that not every student is going to be going to college. And right now we have a great partnership with Denton ISD to where with their career and technologies department. But I want to bring some of that into Argyle, because as we are growing, some of those need to be here. I realize there are some things because of the equipment necessary and detail that they need to probably stay over with Denton. But there are so many things that we can do with engineering or with computers and different things that we can educate them here, because not everyone's going to go to college, and we need to start taking care of those. And I taught at a career and tech school in St. Louis, and I thought it was amazing to sit there and see these kids. They were graduating with things that they could walk out the door and make money and have a living. And I don't think that we are providing a wonderful education, but I don't know that we're always providing it to everyone, meeting the needs of everyone.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being here, Phyllis. I have really enjoyed getting to chat with you and know more about you and your background. And you have a Facebook page that I'll tag here where you can go and find more information and message her with any questions that you have. And I've also put a link in the comments to a video that the school board did that I think was very well done, that will go into even more depth about each candidate's views. And then be sure to go vote and make your voice heard. And as always, if you have questions about the Argyle area or about local real estate, I am Stephanie Wilson with Magnolia Realty. I'd love to answer any questions that you have and help be a resource for you. That's for What's the Deal Wednesday. We'll see you next time.